I guess you wanted to head up using the elevator too, huh? So much fun exploring the rooftops, isn't it? All the different ways the buildings connect. Fucking, I don't think, Chucky, I don't think you should be going up on the roofs. The creators may not be serious, but their fans sure are. That's very true. That's very true. The thing is, I don't take people like that seriously either. Because it's like, if you need some fucking goon on the internet to explain to you like what your opinion is, bro, just stop living, honestly, immediately. Like, that's embarrassing. And, you know, like, I don't have an issue with people, like, watching political content or talking about politics if it's from, like, you know, if it's, like, a nuanced perspective or it's meant to be, like, informative, right? That, I think, you know, I think that's fine. I think that's cool sometimes. Like, it can be very informative, and it can, like, serve as like, you know, like, it definitely serves educational purposes. But it's like, it's funny to me and a little bit scary as well. And I'm not singling out anyone in particular here. I'm just saying this as its own concept. It is scary a little bit how easy it is to make money and make good money. Make good money with just bullshitting your fan base about your political view. It's scary and sad and also kind of a little bit funny how easily you can just actually make bank with that type of shit. It's like, you don't have to be, the thing is, like, you don't have to be serious about it. You don't have to mean anything. You can, like, suggest the idea of a thing, and people will buy that shit, and people will actually give you money for saying it too. And I don't know what that speaks to. Like, does it speak to the ingenuity of people who know how to make money off of idiots? Does it speak to how fucking sad it is that there are so many idiots? I don't know. I really don't know. But it's like, the crazy thing is, it doesn't, like, it's not, certainly not limited to just politics, right? Like, anywhere you look, everybody's always polarizing. It's just that with politics, it's the easiest to do. Because it's politics. Because, like, a lot of that is, you know, very close to a lot of people because they identify themselves over what they believe in. Also, a lot of people who consume political content online are oftentimes still very young, and they just haven't made any experiences. To, like, understand what's real and what's fake. I really hope, I honestly, genuinely hope, and this is, I'm not joking this time around, this is, like, actually serious. I hope that at some point, things like media literacy will become part of, like, you know, like an educational curriculum, right? It's like, I honestly, I want that to be a thing. I want schools and, like, actually, like, but I guess the problem there is, like, you know, how professional can a teacher be in that? Now, I'm not saying that all teachers aren't, but I'm saying, like, you need somebody who's, like, actually professional to properly do that. But like, I really want and I really hope that the idea of teaching media literacy will become something that like can be implemented into a school curriculum. We have media literacy classes. It's our English class. Really? Is it for real? But no child left behind killed education, and students act like reading makes you gay, so they don't pay attention. Reading does make you gay, though. TBH, sorry, reading is pretty fucking gay. You're letting another person's words in your head. That's like letting them fuck your ass. And that's gay. Regardless of gender. But what if read on iPad? Students, have you ever thought about that? iPads are good, right? What if read on iPad? Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Like when we read books, we're supposed to analyze the text, but so many kids just don't pay attention. I also blame, in general, I blame the internet and mostly the parents for that, because 100% shit like TikTok and whatever other like short form content there is out there definitely has had like a massive impact on people's attention span. Or it's just chuckle fucks that are all, maybe the curtains are just blue. I understand what you mean by that. I think that's kind of a double-sided coin, because I've definitely met people who have read like way too hard into certain things before. However, also that is part of media literacy. But generally, though, I do agree that it is like, it's definitely a dumbass thing to say. Like, I agree. The thing is, being able to read into something and being able to like try and take the meaning out of something, it's, to me, kind of more of a show that somebody is like generally intelligent than somebody who says like, maybe the curtains are just blue. It's like, I don't know. I'd rather people read too much into something than not at all. Yeah. Did I already read that? I might have read it in my mind's brain, but not said it out loud. But yeah, I agree. It's certainly, to me, also a thing where it's like, because, I don't know, it's just, when a person is like that, to me it seems like they're way easier to talk to, like they're gonna be able to understand what I'm trying to tell them without having to like explicitly explain myself. I enjoy that, because I also sometimes like to think about situations, you know, like when something happens, I like to think like, oh, you know, maybe this is the reason why that happened, or maybe this guy was doing this and that's why that happened, or something like that, right? Like, that kind of idea. And oftentimes it's like, it's really, really nice when you like watch a show or read something and you realize like, oh yeah, that clearly this was the inspiration for that, or like clearly this is this person did this because they enjoy this kind of thing, or oh, that's how this character moment connects to their overall arc and whatever. It's like, it's cool. you know? Even, like, going away from, like, the opinionated content and whatever, like, just when you consume something and you have that, like, aha moment, it's just, like, really, really based. It's really cool. I like it a lot. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't, the whole no child left behind thing, that was like, I don't know if I'm like thinking of the correct thing here, but is that like the idea that maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Was it originally not the idea that like you support kids who have like trouble learning at the same rate as others do by giving them more time, but instead it just turned into like we're making things dumber so that everybody can understand it? Like, is that kind of how that turned out? I genuinely am not sure, because like the whole thing is a little bit foreign to me. Back when I was in school, it was like, yeah, if you're fucking dumb, then kill yourself. No, the way we used to have it, like for example in secondary school, the way it used to work out was that like you would have like you would be basically classed in by how well you did previously, right? If you were a person who got like a lot of A's and a lot of B's, you would be in like group number 1, where they would teach you all like the more not advanced stuff, but it was like, you know, if you were doing math, you were getting like kind of the more difficult math homework and whatever, and like you were learning at a faster rate. And, you know, like basically just like the level of expectation was very different. And then if you were like, I don't know, like a mostly B and C student, you were like in the second group, and they would like, it would be a little bit easier. You would have a little bit more time to learn different things. It was like that kind of thing, right? And then you would have like the third group, which wasn't necessarily the slow kids, but it was, you know, the kids that weren't doing so like super hot in school. And so like these groups usually had teachers that would like, you know, give a bit of more time and effort into like trying to get the kids onto the same level as like everybody else. I do remember we made a lot of fun of those kids and we just said that they were stupid and dumb, but you know, that's not really what it is. It's just like kids that weren't doing as well in school as like a lot of other kids. I got a crap ton of shiny Pokemon if anyone wants something. Thanks, but I'm fine. But thank you for the offer. I hope you're not scamming people, because then I'm gonna like delete you from the stratosphere. But thank you for the offer anyway. It was an initiative that was supposed to link school funding to school performance. Hold on, I'm gonna read that in a moment. But they only measure it based off standardized test scores and grade progression rate. Yeah, okay, yeah. Schools prioritize just passing every student along even if they needed help. Like, I had to repeat a year because I was really behind since I changed schools a bunch in a short amount of time. And the school fought tooth and nail to try changing my parents' minds. Changing your parents' mind in what sense? That, like, you wouldn't have to repeat the year, or... So basically the idea was that, like, it was kind of basically, like, they tried to convince him that I could just move to the next grade and catch up then, but I was genuinely behind and needed to repeat. Right, yeah, okay, so that's what I thought you meant. So the way I'm hearing this is that it was basically pressuring schools into doing their job of of teaching kids. But they just decided to go like, we'll just pass everybody and then get the money anyway. Forgive me if I'm, like, simplifying the thing, but that's just kind of what it sounds like to me. Basically, okay. I mean, the biggest issue, I guess, overall, you could say, is the fact that... And I don't mean this in the sense of, like, oh, you're letting other people teach your kids, but I mean that in the sense of, like, you're putting the future and the entire basis of knowledge of your child into the hands of somebody else. Now, best case scenario is that this person is actually a professional, and I have to say that, honestly... thinking back to it, a lot of my teachers were professional. There were a good few that were just fucking dog shit. But at the end of the day, I think if I take the ratio into consideration, it was definitely more that I was the dumbass, rather than the teachers. There were horrible teachers, and I'm not gonna go into that, but... And I think that's, like, a kind of big issue, is that, like, the entire basis of somebody's, like, well of knowledge is based on not only a stranger, but also a stranger who is underpaid, not motivated, and in today's time, probably not quite as able to do their job with no bias, I guess you could say. Like that kind of thing, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I know that, like, for example, for my case specifically, I know that, a lot of my teachers were very, very professional, and most of them were pretty damn good, with, you know, a couple of exceptions. But I mean, I don't know how teachers are today. I know a couple of people who are teachers currently who I would argue are probably pretty good teachers. But that's just because I, like, know who they are as people. But I can't speak for, like, the general... Which, you know, I mean, obviously I shouldn't anyway, but I can't speak for, like, the general... I don't know. I can't speak for teachers in general is what I'm trying to say. Or about teachers in general. And it's like, I don't know. In today's time specifically, where attention spans are at an all-time low, everybody believes their opinions to be extremely important, and, you know... Day by day, things are more polarizing than ever. It's kind of difficult for me to believe that, like, many teachers can do their jobs in a way that sets children onto the right path without trying to bring in their own ideas, right? If that makes sense. Like, I don't think that it's wrong necessarily for teachers to instill an idea in a child's head, but that idea should be something that, as the kid grows up, they can make their mind up about themselves, right? It's like, it's kind of the idea of like, you know, you plant the seed, and then the tree just grows how it feels like. That's kind of the idea, right? Like, there shouldn't be a right and a wrong in a teacher's education, especially when it comes to like opinions or something like that. Like, obviously there are things that where like objectively you say like, hey, you know, this is bad, don't do this. But I guess that's also more of an ethical question than anything, and less so like knowledge necessarily. But I think you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. I had a pretty even split between good and bad teachers. My state is ranked 50th in education, and it shows. Is that... That's 50 out of 50? Oh, I'm just checking my phone real quick. Give me one moment. Might you be wanting my prize medals? Do you mean your... Oh, you just literally mean your prize medals. Yeah, our state superintendent sucks ass and our Department of Education is dog shit. So am I assuming this correctly then that the Department of Education is different for each state? Like every state has its own, and it's not like centrally handled, I guess. Then I'm gonna just reactivate the capture card real quick. You guys, yeah, that's what I'm asking, like, because I was gonna say that, like, because I know that, like, the US is basically just 50 different countries, but they all sort of speak the same language and are, like, united under one roof. I mean, it's basically what the EU is trying to be, but, like, why? Though, to be fair, the EU does work in, like, certain regards. And I'm sure so does the US, but... I mean... It also doesn't work in a lot of regards, so... There's a nationwide Department of Education, but each state superintendent is in control of that state. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I can see that. Alright, well, we're almost done here. And then we'll probably go finish up the side quests and then go fight, fight the guy. Dun 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 ding dun 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 ding dun dun dun. Like I said, I can't particularly speak for the Austrian education system. I can only say what I remember, and I know that, like, it usually... I mean, it has, I reckon, the same exact problems as every other educational system, which is that it's understaffed as fuck, underpaid as fuck. That there's not enough qualifications. I don't know. Not what I meant by that is there's not enough qualified personnel. Sorry, that's what I meant. Which, like, yeah, I mean... On one hand, somewhat understandable. On the other, you know, it's difficult to say, like, oh, well, it is what it is. Because what it is sucks balls. Okay, there's another one of these, like... Another one of these, like, fighting arenas. What the? Why are we? What? We're fighting 3 fucking Pokemon? We're not allowed to heal, though, right? In these? Fucking Christ. Come on, attack. Nice. Oh, did we get all of them? Okay, well... That works, I suppose. What's effective here again? Was it psychic? I don't think it was psychic. Oh, it was, okay, well. Just attack! What are you doing? Well, that's not very good. No, not that one. Got him. He was focused on me. That's good. Okay, 5th course. Let's see if we can make this without fucking dying. Well, that's an interesting choice, but okay. I think I should be able to do this then. Well, that's not good. You just do it, please. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, Vaporeon, go! Fucking Jesus, chill. Okay. This is really not working out. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna... Oh, fuck, now I have to do the whole thing again. God damn it, no! I was doing so well. Okay, well, at least I know that, like, the first couple are easy with Delphox. And then for the rest, I just gotta, like... Right, I still had you selected, didn't I? Can you, please? Nice. Okay, there we go. It's already fucked. What sucks, you can't use items in this one. That's the problem. I don't, are you, like, a good choice? Not really. Oh, I got murdered. Cool. Well, I guess now I'm dead. Who's gonna revive me? Alright, let's try that again. This time we're gonna start with Delphox. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like, I'm not really in any position to change the things that are bad, but I don't know. It's just... The world is really, really weird right now, and the thing is, I'm not sure if it wasn't always at least a little bit weird like this, and we just didn't notice because our either we weren't able to see it, or because we were focusing on something else in life. Hard to say, I suppose. Alright, maybe don't die. You died, that's very cool of you. Alright, well, I'm fine, I'm not gonna die. But my Pokemon, that's a different story. Okay, was she the iron, the steel type one? Yes. The iron type one. Oh shit, that was the wrong... Don't exactly understand how it's fair that I have to fight 3 Pokemon with just 1, but I guess it is what it is. I mean, what am I gonna do about it? Okay. Nice. We don't exactly have the greatest selection of Pokemon for the final round, but we'll figure something out. Something will work. See, the great thing about Surface is it moves it out of the way, meaning that it won't... And also it's like kind of like an AoE attack. Oh shit, I thought... Fuck, I thought that... No, stop! Oh, did we get him? Oh, I think we got him. I think we got them all. Must be bursting at the seams, am I right? Alright, thank God. Whew! The the 30,000 to get the shit beat out of you? I'm sure there's someone who's into that, but goddamn, bro. Christ. I know people would pay less to get the shit beat out of them.